To achieve robust leg strength, older adults should integrate a specific trio of vitamins into their evening regimen. You may have unknowingly received incomplete information. While it's commonly suggested that the natural process of aging is the sole culprit behind weakening legs, this perspective doesn't paint the complete picture. The underlying reason frequently stems from an often overlooked deficiency in three essential vitamins that are crucial for your body to regenerate leg strength overnight. What remains largely unsaid by mainstream sources is this crucial detail. These vital nutrients are entirely natural, remarkably affordable, and frankly, not lucrative for large corporations. This is precisely why you're unlikely to encounter extensive promotions for them on television or across social media platforms, and why many medical practitioners may not highlight their significance. Nevertheless, the scientific community's findings are unequivocal. A mere deficiency in just one of these crucial vitamins can dramatically elevate your risk of falls by threefold once you've passed the age of 60, impede muscle recovery by a significant 37%, and heighten the likelihood of experiencing uncomfortable leg cramps by 42%. Within today's presentation, we are set to unveil the premier vitamin recognized for its exceptional ability to restore leg strength. Despite compelling evidence demonstrating its capacity to boost strength by an impressive 31%, surprisingly few older adults actually incorporate it into their routine. The critical question is, why? The answer is simple. There exists no significant financial motivation for larger entities to address the true underlying cause of this widespread issue. Lacking these foundational nutrients, your legs, which serve as your body's literal and figurative foundation, will inevitably begin to falter. Your muscles become incapable of proper recuperation, and the intricate communication network between your nerves starts to degrade. Contemporary research consistently demonstrates that older individuals who strategically consume these particular vitamins before retiring for the night report notable improvements in balance, a significant reduction in leg discomfort, and an accelerated rate of muscle recovery, often within a mere matter of days. Drawing upon truly insightful and compelling research, we will now enumerate the top 3 essential vitamins that every adult over the age of 60 ought to consider taking prior to bedtime to swiftly reclaim their leg strength. Rest assured, every piece of information presented herein can be independently verified, as all data is thoroughly substantiated by robust scientific studies, with direct reference links provided for your convenience at the conclusion of this discussion. However, before we delve into the specifics, we encourage you to kindly leave a comment below. Please share with us your current location, your age, and any vitamins you presently incorporate into your daily regimen. Please do not hesitate to share openly. We are committed to responding to each and every comment with thoughtful, personalized guidance. This truly is your unique opportunity to acquire genuinely relevant information, meticulously customized to align with your individual lifestyle, age, and specific leg health requirements. Let us now commence with the inaugural vitamin on our crucial list, a nutrient that, surprisingly, the majority of seniors seldom consume. We are speaking, of course, of vitamin B12. Although a considerable number of older adults are familiar with the name, very few genuinely grasp the profound significance of B12 in fostering robust leg strength, ensuring stable and confident movement, and facilitating critical muscle repair processes that occur during your sleep. When your body's B12 levels begin to decline, you'll find your legs increasingly prone to giving way. This isn't merely due to muscle deterioration, but critically, because the vital communication pathways between your brain and your legs start to disintegrate. Consider B12 as the essential electrical wiring that meticulously connects your nerves to your muscles. When this critical connection falters, it inevitably manifests as pervasive fatigue, noticeable instability, and ultimately, an elevated risk of dangerous falls. Herein lies a significant challenge. Once you pass the age of 60, your body's inherent ability to absorb B12 effectively from dietary sources often becomes compromised. This is certainly not a failing on your part. It is a natural physiological change. As you mature, your stomach gradually produces less hydrochloric acid, an enzyme absolutely necessary for liberating B12 from the proteins it's bound to in food. Consequently, your intestines struggle to assimilate sufficient quantities of this essential nutrient, even if your diet regularly includes rich sources like meat, fish, or eggs. Disturbingly, data from the National Institutes of Health indicates that a staggering 43% of individuals over the age of 60 possess either low or borderline B12 levels, with a significant portion of them entirely unaware of their deficiency. The insidious progression of symptoms tends to be gradual. Initially, you might experience a persistent numbness in your feet, followed by an unsettling tingling sensation, increasing stiffness, and ultimately, a distinct weakness when attempting to stand upright. What accounts for this troubling sequence of events? The answer lies in B12's critical role in maintaining the myelin sheath, the vital protective layer that encases and insulates your nerves. When this crucial sheath deteriorates, your nerves lose their capacity to transmit electrical signals efficiently. This means the vital messages dispatched from your brain are unable to effectively reach your legs. This direct impairment explains why older adults suffering from low B12 levels frequently exhibit a slow, deliberate gait, unsteady steps, a tendency to drag their feet, and distressing nighttime leg cramps. Alarmingly, these particular signs can sometimes be misidentified, closely resembling symptoms associated with early Parkinson's disease or diabetic neuropathy. A comprehensive 2017 study, prominently featured in the esteemed journal Neurology, meticulously tracked over 25,000 senior participants. The findings revealed that individuals with insufficient B12 levels were a substantial 60% more prone to experiencing falls and nearly 3 times more likely to develop significant walking difficulties. The critical element, however, is impeccable timing. It is predominantly during the restorative hours of sleep that your nervous system undergoes its essential regeneration. This nocturnal period is when your body actively repairs damaged nerve tissue, recalibrates crucial muscle coordination, and fortifies the intricate communication channels between your brain and muscles. Should B12 be absent or insufficient during this vital repair cycle, your nerves are simply unable to recover adequately. This underscores precisely why ingesting B12 before bedtime is absolutely vital. It ensures your body receives the appropriate nutrients precisely when they are most needed for optimal repair. In stark contrast to stimulants like caffeine, B12 actually promotes a state of calm brain activity. Rest assured, it will not disrupt your sleep. On the contrary, some older adults have even reported experiencing deeper, more profoundly restorative sleep when they take B12 in the evening. It's important to recognize that not all forms of B12 are created equal. The optimal type for older adults is methylcobalamin, primarily because of its superior absorption profile, a benefit especially pronounced for those grappling with digestive challenges. The most efficacious delivery methods are sublingual tablets, designed to dissolve directly under the tongue, allowing the nutrient to bypass the stomach entirely and enter the bloodstream immediately. If your B12 intake is solely reliant on conventional oral tablets or general multivitamins, there's a strong possibility you could still be experiencing a deficiency. The compelling question then becomes, how quickly can you genuinely perceive a difference? Remarkably, within a period of just 10 to 14 days, numerous seniors have reported significant improvements in muscle coordination, noticeably faster nerve responses, and distinctly stronger, more confident leg movements. Clinical investigations further corroborate these benefits, with one poignant case demonstrating that after merely 6 weeks of consistent daily B12 supplementation, an elderly patient who previously couldn't walk unassisted for longer than 10 minutes fully regained their mobility. These aren't isolated miracle anecdotes. Rather, they are clear illustrations of fundamental nutritional science operating precisely as it should. Therefore, if you frequently experience stiffness, weakness, or numbness in your legs, if you observe unsettling nighttime twitching, or if you feel a pervasive instability while walking, your initial and most prudent step should be to address and correct your B12 levels. This is far more than simply another supplement. It is a clear, urgent signal emanating from your body. The longer your delicate nerve pathways are deprived of this essential nutrient, the progressively more challenging it becomes to fully reinstate their optimal strength. Now, let us advance to the second pivotal vitamin on our list, a nutrient rigorously proven to effectively reverse leg weakness in as little as 2 weeks when consistently taken before bedtime, simultaneously fostering genuine and sustainable muscle growth. Holding the second distinguished position is vitamin D3. This revelation might come as a surprise to many. The prevailing assumption is often that vitamin D3, affectionately known as the sunshine vitamin, primarily extends its benefits exclusively to bone health. However, as individuals approach and pass the age of 60, D3 remarkably transforms into one of your body's most potent allies for both preserving existing muscle mass and actively rebuilding new muscle, with a particularly pronounced impact on the legs. Furthermore, failing to consume it before settling down for sleep means you are effectively foregoing your body's most critical natural recovery window. This makes its strategic intake now more imperative than it has ever been. A significant number of older adults remain entirely unaware that they are deficient in vitamin D3. In fact, a staggering 70% or more actually fall into this category. The empirical evidence is unambiguous. Symptoms such as weak legs, prolonged recovery times, and an elevated propensity for falls are directly and unequivocally associated with insufficient D3 levels. Let us thoroughly dissect this further. The functions of vitamin D3 extend far beyond its well-known association with sunlight exposure and calcium absorption. It performs a direct and indispensable role in muscle protein synthesis, which is the intricate biological process your body employs to both generate new muscle and meticulously restore existing muscle fibers. As you approach the age of 60, your inherent capacity to effectively rebuild muscle tissue following everyday activities begins to diminish. You might find yourself merely walking around your home, yet still wake up feeling surprisingly sore the next morning. However, when D3 levels are inadequate, that crucial rebuilding process decelerates even further. This is precisely when sarcopenia, the age-related and progressive loss of muscle mass, typically begins to emerge, often targeting your legs as its primary site. Your thighs, glutes, and calves may observably begin to atrophy. Even before any visual cues become apparent, you will undoubtedly feel its effects. Rising from a seated position will seem increasingly arduous. Ascending a flight of stairs will demand noticeably greater exertion. Remaining standing for extended periods will become progressively more fatiguing. In essence, your physical world, quite literally, begins to contract. A compelling 2020 study, published in the esteemed Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism, uncovered groundbreaking findings. Older adults with low D3 levels who consistently supplemented before bedtime experienced a remarkable 34% reduction in falls and an impressive 19% increase in measurable leg strength within a mere 3 months. These are truly monumental results. What accounts for such profound benefits? It's because D3 does more than simply preserve bone density. It actively engages and activates specific muscle receptors that are fundamentally responsible for both strength and balance. And given that these critical receptors exhibit peak activity precisely when growth hormone is naturally released during deep, restorative sleep, bedtime emerges as the unequivocally optimal moment to consume this vitamin. But the advantages don't end there. D3 also plays a crucial role in mitigating inflammation within your muscles. Do you often experience a burning sensation in your calves at night, or a deep, persistent ache in your thighs? This pervasive microinflammation could very well be the underlying culprit, and D3 proves instrumental in helping to manage and control it. As per a comprehensive 2022 study featured in Frontiers in Aging, seniors who were found to be deficient in D3 reported experiencing twice the intensity of nighttime leg pain and exhibited significantly slower rates of muscle recovery. Over a period of just 6 weeks, participants who incorporated D3 before bedtime demonstrated quantifiable and measurable improvements across key indicators such as walking speed, overall balance, and a notable reduction in pain levels. Herein lies a common misstep made by the majority of older adults. They either completely neglect D3 supplementation or mistakenly take it during the morning hours. However, when strategically consumed at night, it harmonizes flawlessly with your body's innate repair and regeneration rhythm. It is precisely during this optimal nocturnal alignment that the truly profound benefits begin to manifest. True muscle growth and development don't primarily occur during your strenuous gym sessions or even through your daily activities. This fundamental physiological process predominantly unfolds while you are deeply asleep. Without adequate D3, that vital nocturnal process of muscle regeneration simply cannot proceed correctly. And to be clear, relying solely on sunlight exposure is often insufficient. After the age of 60, your skin's capacity to produce D3 from the same amount of sun exposure diminishes by a significant 75%. This implies that even consistent daily outdoor walks may not provide your body with the necessary quantities of this crucial vitamin. Consequently, supplementation becomes not just beneficial, but absolutely essential. Most adults exceeding the age of 60 would significantly benefit from a nightly intake of 2,000 to 4,000 IU of vitamin D3. While your precise blood levels should ultimately dictate the exact dosage, it is always advisable to select vitamin D3 over D2. For enhanced absorption, consider consuming it alongside a modest portion of healthy fat, such as a slice of avocado or a glass of almond milk. And rest assured, there's no need to be concerned about D3 negatively impacting your sleep. In fact, certain studies indicate that it can actively enhance sleep quality by fostering a calmer nervous system and effectively diminishing the occurrence of disruptive nighttime leg cramps. If your muscles frequently feel uncomfortably tight, your recovery processes are lagging, or your usual walking pace is noticeably diminishing, your body might simply be signaling a deficit in this supremely crucial nutrient. Rectifying this habit could, at last, provide your muscles with the precise support they need to fully recuperate. Yet, the most potent vitamin among them all is likely one that the majority of seniors have never even considered. This remarkable nutrient doesn't merely bolster strength. It actively aids in rebuilding crucial collagen, effectively reactivates dormant muscle memory, and possesses the incredible capacity to reverse years of muscle decline, extending its benefits well into your 70s. Claiming the coveted first-place position is vitamin K2. Strikingly, hardly any older adult discusses this particular vitamin, despite its potential to be the single most powerful agent for rapidly rejuvenating leg strength. And no, we are not referring to the type found abundantly in leafy green vegetables. That is vitamin K1, primarily recognized for its role in blood clotting. The nutrient we are highlighting here is K2, and its profound capability lies in reclaiming what the relentless march of age has been gradually eroding from both your bones and your muscles. There is a significant probability that your body is severely deficient in K2, particularly if you are over the age of 60 and frequently experience feelings of weakness, soreness, or instability in your legs. Perhaps your knees audibly crack when you stand, or your calves inexplicably feel as though they've turned into exhausted rubber bands by midday. So, what exactly is the functional role of K2 within your physiological system? Envision it as your body's highly efficient calcium traffic controller. To elaborate in straightforward terms, K2 precisely directs calcium away from problematic areas such as your arteries, joints, and various soft tissues, meticulously channeling it instead into your bones, which is its rightful and beneficial destination. When K2 is absent or insufficient, calcium unfortunately goes astray. This misdirection can lead to the hardening of blood vessels, unwelcome accumulation within joints, and the stiffening of delicate soft tissues. This critical misdirection elucidates why numerous seniors with low K2 levels frequently contend with a dual burden, both uncomfortably tight, aching legs, and increasingly brittle bones. Their body's calcium is quite literally being dispatched to the incorrect locations, a critical issue that the vast majority of people remain entirely oblivious to. K2 also fulfills a vital role in activating specific genes that are fundamental to efficient muscle recovery. A compelling 2021 study, published in the esteemed journal Nutrients, documented truly remarkable outcomes among older adults who consistently took a daily dose of K2. Participants experienced an impressive 21% increase in quadriceps strength and a significant 31% improvement in standing balance, all within a concise period of just 8 weeks. This isn't merely the fleeting effect of a supplement. It represents genuine and profound muscle activation. What's even more noteworthy is that individuals who consumed K2 before bedtime exhibited the most substantial improvements, precisely because this nocturnal period is when both bones and muscles undergo their most rapid and crucial regeneration processes. K2 operates in seamless synergy with vitamin D3. Consider them an indispensable partnership. D3 facilitates the entry of calcium into your bloodstream, while K2 acts as the crucial escort, meticulously ensuring that this calcium is deposited into your bones, rather than settling in your arteries or joints. Without sufficient K2, D3 can, counterintuitively, prove detrimental, potentially driving calcium into undesirable locations within the body. This essential interplay elegantly explains why some older adults who solely supplement with D3 might still experience persistent stiffness or even a worsening of joint pain. In the vast majority of these instances, the critical missing component is, in fact, K2. Yet, its benefits extend even further. K2 also significantly enhances how effectively muscles utilize glucose for energy production and actively contributes to the formation of new bone tissue by activating a vital protein known as osteocolin. This particular function holds immense importance for older individuals who might be contending with sluggish circulation, insulin resistance, or prediabetic conditions. In a compelling clinical trial featured in the journal Aging and Disease, seniors who consistently supplemented with K2 demonstrated improved blood sugar control and notably greater leg endurance during meticulously conducted walking tests. When strategically ingested at night, K2 even assisted in replenishing vital muscle glycogen stores during sleep, culminating in stronger, more invigorated legs the following day, entirely free from uncharacteristic fatigue or soreness. Herein lies a substantial challenge. K2 is regrettably scarce in modern diets. Its primary sources are limited to aged cheeses, certain specific meats, and fermented foods such as natto. Unless you consistently incorporate these particular items into your diet, it is highly probable that you are not receiving adequate amounts. This is precisely why supplementation with the 7 Malawian Kwacha's form, recognized as the most absorbable and longest-acting type of K2, is highly recommended, especially when taken before bedtime. The 7 Malawian Kwacha's form of K2 remains actively present in your body for an extended duration, thereby providing more consistent and stable calcium regulation alongside robust overnight muscle support. When you judiciously take K2 before falling asleep, it's akin to activating your body's inherent and powerful natural repair system. Furthermore, if you are already supplementing with vitamin D3, K2 acts as the indispensable key that truly unlocks and maximizes its profound benefits. Therefore, if you have observed a progressive weakening in your legs, if ascending stairs has become increasingly challenging, or if you're experiencing new knee and calf pain that was absent just last year, K2 could very well be the critical missing link in your health regimen. If your muscles persistently fail to recover, if your strength seems to have vanished, and if your legs feel as though they are undeniably losing the protracted battle against time, the fundamental solution could indeed reside with this single, often overlooked vitamin. If you found the information presented in this video beneficial, we kindly ask that you take a moment to press the like button, consider sharing it with someone you hold dear, and subscribe to our channel for access to more authentic, evidence-based health solutions meticulously designed for seniors. Your legs are the steadfast foundation that propels you through life. Let us collaboratively ensure they remain robust and strong for all the years that lie ahead. Should you have any questions or wish to graciously share your personal experiences, please feel free to leave a comment in the section below. Thank you sincerely for watching.